My name's Geoff Cohen and I've recently been appointed to the Smart Infrastructure Research Facility as a Professor of Infrastructure Governance. I'm attracted to the opportunity. It's a privilege to contribute. This is a really good initiative for taxpayers, for the public sector and for the private sector to improve the efficiency of what we do on these major projects. These major projects are building blocks, social and economic building blocks in our society, and we've got enough data now and there's enough interest to actually improve the processes of what we do. And we have a good 10 years of data now to build some models of decision making, to develop some patterns, to start to interpret those patterns in terms of risk, in terms of return, in terms of learning over time, all sorts of really interesting opportunities now, and SMART has that vision. Infrastructure governance is quite a subjective thing to interpret. My recommendation is it's the management process on infrastructure projects where they're conceived, they're procured, and they're invested in and they're delivered. And it's the interaction of the public and private sectors making decisions to affect that whole complete process. A number of the key elements that are a focus for my infrastructure research rely on concepts such as interdependence and independence. What are the issues? Who are the parties involved? What are they doing? What risks are they carrying? What risks might they naturally carry in the normal course of business? And are there any complications and confusions in terms of those risks and responsibilities? Another particularly interesting area is looking at transparency, looking at the timeliness and the type of information that's released, both internally within government and the private sector, and more broadly to the community, and how the timeliness and the type of information is distributed can have a real impact, a positive and sometimes not so positive impact on what's actually happening and the efficacy of delivering these projects. Another particular area that we're focused on at SMART is the concept of learning. There are a fair number of behavioural models about learning in the marketplace now. They've come out of academia in the marketplace, and we've got a fair amount of experience about organisational learning. And a lot of learning relies on reporting, the timeliness and efficacy of reporting. And if reporting isn't as efficient or as effective as we might like, then you might not learn anything. In fact, it might be negative learning. And so the learning process and the learning cycle, both within government and more broadly through the market, is a particularly attractive and interesting area. And now with some 8 to 10 years of good quality data, we can start to help organisations by building some of these behavioural models of learning, behavioural decision making in the learning process, and provide feedback and provide insight, which we believe will encourage people to ask questions about what they do and maybe consider changing what they do with a lot more confidence, a lot more certainty, based on good quality project data. In regard to best practice, I see best practice as being very useful, not just at a local and state jurisdiction or a national jurisdiction, but also internationally. That we need to understand what is best practice internationally and strive towards that, and work closely with international institutions, research institutions in the UK and the North America, and some in Canada, to reach towards those levels of excellence. This is all about economic and efficiency and social effectiveness. And these projects, infrastructure projects, are essential building blocks in our economy.